Welcome to another 2024 video preview and analysis for your Boston Red Sox, brought to you by BSEN. As Trevor Story begins his third season with the Red Sox, he is on a mission to prove two things. The first, that he is healthy and has his stroke back, and he can be a presence in the heart of the batting order. Second, that he is going to step up and be one of the leaders on this team. BSEN will address the second item first. This past offseason, Story took a page from his mentor in Colorado, Troy Tulowitzki, and had an off-season minicamp for all the middle infielders, not only on the primary roster, but players with whom they could potentially be double-play partners, including Vaughn Grissom, Nick York, Emmanuel Valdez, Chase Meadroth, and David Hamilton. This was an important step in his efforts to be a leader in the clubhouse. The first issue will be something that may not manifest itself until the start of the season. Last year, he came back after Tommy John Light, or bracing surgery on his elbow in the second half of the season, and quickly demonstrated the high level of defense that is an integral part of his game. The other part of his game, his productive bat, was the missing of his game as it is adept at run production and power in the middle of the order. Entering the third year of this six-year contract, Story wants to put together a complete season and one that includes offensive numbers that were very good when he played in Colorado. Looking at those numbers, we will review his time in Colorado and then compare it to his time to date in Boston. Trevor Story was drafted by the Colorado Rockies in the first round in 2011 out of Irving High School in Texas. He had his major league debut in April of 2016. He made his mark immediately and collected 27 home runs and 72 runs, batted in just 372 at-bats, along with a .272 batting average and an OPS of .909. His season was cut short when he jammed his thumb while sliding into second base, and he suffered a torn UCL in his left thumb that required surgery to repair. This was the first in a series of injuries that has interrupted his career. From 2017 to 2021, Story played 145 games in 2017, 157 games in 2018, 145 games in 2019, 59 out of 60 games in the COVID-shortened 2020 season, and 142 games in 2021. He played 638 out of a possible 708 games, a rate of 91.5% during this time. During this time, he had a left shoulder strain in 2017, which only required a few days off, an elbow injury that also required a few days off in 2018, and right elbow inflammation in 2021, which landed him on the 10-day injured list. During his 6 seasons in Colorado, he logged the following stats. In 745 games, he logged 3136 plate appearances, 2822 at-bats, scoring 463 runs with 768 hits, 180 doubles, 27 triples, 158 homers, 450 runs batted in, 100 stolen bases, a .272 batting average, a .523 slugging percentage, and an on-base percentage of .863. These numbers led Boston to sign him as a free agent for the 2022 season. The 6-year, $140 million contract was signed in late March toward the end of spring training. He was asked to play out a position at second base in deference to Xander Bogaerts. He quickly showed he could play plus defense at this position, as well as his natural shortstop position. He was beginning to show the offensive production promise the team desired when his time on the field was interrupted with a wrist injury caused by a hit by pitch. He was idled from mid-July until late August by the injury, and then returned to the injured list with a heel problem late in September. When the season ended, Story had played a total of 94 games, batting .238 with 16 home runs and 66 runs batted in, while slugging at a rate of .434 and an OBP of .737. It was clearly not what the team or fans were expecting when he joined the team. Last season started in the worst way possible. Story underwent surgery on his right elbow to repair his UCL. He spent well over half the season on the 60-day injured list and was not activated until August 8th. While his presence was felt immediately defensively and vastly improved over others who had covered the shortstop position during his absence, offensively, he never shook off the rust from his time away from live action. The stat line for 2023 was extremely disappointing. In 43 games, Story hit 3 home runs, knocked in 14 runs, had a minuscule .203 batting average and 158 at-bats. Given all that has happened in the last 2 years, Trevor Story wants to redeem himself with the organization, but more importantly, the Red Sox fan base. Baseball Reference has the following predictions for Story in 2024. They predict that the 31-year-old will be limited to 324 plate appearances and have only 291 at-bats, netting him 12 homers, 42 runs batted in, a slugging percentage of .430, and an OPS on .739 to go with a batting average of .241. These numbers are more in line with his first season with the Red Sox and reflect that he will play somewhere between 90 and 100 games. The team at BSEN believes that he will return to play somewhere between 140 and 150 games and that his offensive numbers will return to his career average during his time in Colorado. One thing is certain, the Red Sox will be markedly better defensively with Story playing shortstop every day. His terrific range will help his second base partner, Tristan Casas, at first and probably more importantly, Rafi Devers. Rafi will not have to range as far to his left and can concentrate on a smaller area to patrol. Rafi is notably better going to his right, so his overall defensive play should dramatically improve. For this team to succeed and make the playoffs, Trevor Story needs to perform well with both parts of his game. The good news is that he has embraced the challenge and has stepped up as a leader in the clubhouse. BSEN believes he can and will be the difference maker for the Sox. His veteran presence and leadership will help get the team to a winning record. It's time for Red Sox Nation to see the real Story.